A24 is releasing a new movie about the Iraq War, and I think it's a good time to remind everyone that a movie like this does not get made without the approval of the US military, which means it's propaganda. And just so you know, Hollywood has been one of the main arms of the US propaganda machine for almost as long as the industry has been around. And actually, some of your favorite movies and franchises are made in direct collaboration and with the approval of the US military. For example, most Marvel movies like Captain America, Iron Man, or the Avengers movies, the James Bond franchise, the entire Transformers franchise, and even Indiana Jones. This is what's called a military entertainment complex, and it's a massive machine that the US government has been building since the 40s. During World War II, the US government needed to get everyone on board with the war against the Nazis, and they very quickly realized how powerful movies were as a tool to do just that. In 1943, there's a memo from the Office of Strategic Services, which is a precursor to the CIA, that stated that cinema was one of the most powerful propaganda weapons at the disposal of the United States. And at first, it was to promote anti-fascist narratives during World War II. But after the war, the machine kept going. The US empire kept wanting to expand its influence and control the entire world. That's when the narratives in these movies started to shift. After World War II and during the Cold War, the focus turned to the communists and painting them as the bad guy. And after 9/11, with the War on Terror, the focus once again shifted to now paint Arabs and the Middle East as the enemy. And in total, there have been over 800 movies developed in direct collaboration with the US military, many of them going on to win very big awards. And as a fun experiment, just go back and watch some of these movies throughout the 50s until now, and just take notice of what the bad guy looks like and how that might line up with who the US was fighting at that time. And I bet you'll probably notice some interesting parallels. But it doesn't just stop at movies. This type of propaganda work is going on in all fields of art and entertainment. During the Cold War, the CIA spent millions to set up radio stations, literary magazines, newspapers, museums, and other cultural institutions all over the world. And many of these institutions still exist today, and this machine is still going. Just earlier this year, the US approved $1.6 billion to fund anti-China propaganda. And the military entertainment complex is evolving too. The US military is an active part of developing many video games, including the Call of Duty franchise, as a way to recruit and train new soldiers. American entertainment in all its forms is one of the empire's greatest exports. The purpose of all of it is to promote pro-Western, pro-military values to audiences at home and abroad in order to align the values of mainstream culture with the values of the ruling class. And with all of that in mind, we should really be asking ourselves when we see movies like this come out, with everything going on in the world, especially in the Middle East, why is this movie coming out now? What does the US empire want me to feel about the Middle East and what the US military has done there? And most importantly, how do you really feel about it? If you like this video, follow me for more updates, history, and analysis. And I talk about this kind of stuff and a lot more at The Conscious Citizens, which is a newsletter that my studio started to help make political activism more approachable. You can sign up for free in our link tree, and it's also a great way to support our work.